Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Premier Energies Limited, we extend a very warm, a very hearty welcome to each and every one present over here. Thank you so much for gracing us with your precious presence for a truly memorable occasion. My name is Dhwani Karya, and it gives me immense pleasure to be standing in the capacity of your host today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to have you join us today to commemorate this joyous, this significant milestone of the listing of Premier Energies Limited's equity shares on the August portals of the BSE and NSE. In good intent and good faith, let's have a huge round of applause for Premier Energies Limited. On that high note, I request everyone to kindly stand in attention for the national anthem.
Janagan Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mange Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Janagana Mangala Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He, Jaya 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 He.
Thank you. I request everyone to kindly take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, milestones are an important way of looking at the past with gratitude, the present with appreciation, and the future with a lot of hope. Today, we're here to celebrate such a milestone for Premier Energies, an integrated solar cell and solar module manufacturer with almost 3 long decades of experience in the solar industry. The company is into manufacturing of solar PV cells and solar modules, execution of EPC projects, independent power producer, O&M services, has customers across IPPs, OEMs, and off-grid operators such as NTPC, Tata Power Solar Systems Limited, Panasonic Life Solutions Private Limited, Continum, Shakti Pumps, First Energy, Luminous, Hartech Solar, Green Infra Wind Energy Limited. Premier Energies has 5 manufacturing facilities in Hyderabad, Telangana, with an annual installed capacity of 2 gigawatts for solar cells and over 4 gigawatts for solar modules. Listing opens a new and exciting chapter for Premier Energies. Ladies and gentlemen, on this momentous occasion of the listing of equity shares of Premier Energies Limited, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to various dignitaries who took their precious time to join us. I request all the dignitaries whose name have been called out to just get up on your seat and wave at the audience and sit back. Yes? Firstly, we would like to begin with to welcome Ms. Kamala K, Chief Regulatory Officer, BSE. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am, please. Warm welcome to you, ma'am. We are honored to have you with us today, the leadership team of Premier Energies Limited. Please help me in welcoming the Chairman and Whole-Time Director, Mr. Surendra Pal Singh Saluja. Very warm welcome, sir. Please help me in welcoming the Managing Director, Mr. Chiranjeev Singh Saluja. I'd like to invite and welcome Executive Director, Ms. Revati Rohini. I'd like to welcome the Independent Director, Mr. Raghunathan Kannan. Please help me in welcoming Ms. Priyanka Gulati, Independent Director. We have with us Mr. Abhishek Lunkar, Non-Executive Director. Welcome. Please help me in welcoming Ms. Jasween Saluja, Director. Help me in welcoming our other Director, Mr. Mohan Preet Singh. We have here with us our Chief Strategy Officer, Mr. Sudhir Moola. Please help me in welcoming Group Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Nand Kishore Khandelwal. We have here with us our Chief Growth Officer, Mr. Adappa Srinivas. Please help me in welcoming the Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Vishnu Hazari. We have with us Chief Production Officer, Mr. Chandramouli Kumar. Very warm welcome. We also have here with us the book running lead managers who played an integral part in the success of this IPO. Would like to welcome them as well. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Kaushal Shah, Managing Director, Equity Capital Markets, Kotak Mahindra Capital Company Limited. We have here with us Mr. Naveen Wadhwani, Head of India Investment Banking, JP Morgan India Private Limited. Welcome, sir. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Raghavendra Pandey, Business Head, Infrastructure, Real Estate, ICICI Securities Limited. Very warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very beautiful tradition in our country to light the ceremonial lamp, which brings prosperity and peace. So please help me in welcoming the following dignitaries. I invite you next to the lamp lighting area. Ms. Kamala K, Mr. Surendra Pal Singh Saluja, Mr. Chiranjeev Singh Saluja, Ms. Revati Rohini, Mr. Sudhir Moola, Mr. Sridhar Narayan, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Das, Mr. B.K. Mohanty, Mr. Naveen Wadhwani, Mr. Kaushal Shah, Mr. Raghavendra Pandey.
शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते
honors. This marks a new and prosperous beginning for Premier Energies Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, now to initiate the proceedings, I would like to invite on stage the business head, infrastructure, real estate and large conglomerates, ICICI Securities Limited, Mr. Raghavendra Pandey. Let's have a huge round of applause for him, please. Very warm welcome to you, sir.
Good morning and thank you, all of you. Bharat Bhagya Vidhata. So true for all of us, but I guess the focus right now is in renewables for the last 3 years, and I see the next 5 years, while people have toiled to be here for the last 30 years, led by Mr. Das as IREDA chairman, and obviously companies like Premier Energies, which is the first one to get listed on the main board, a cell manufacturer as well as a module manufacturer. So long journey, but extraordinary. So on behalf of Mr. Surinder Pal Singh Saluja, Mr. Chiranjeev Saluja, GEF Capital, and the dedicated team at Premier Energies, and all my fellow BRLMs to the issue, I'd like to thank you for being present today for this landmark moment in the history of this company. We are delighted to have been a part of this journey of bringing Premier Energies to the bourses and get listed in the capital market space. With nearly 3 decades of experience in the solar power industry, Premier Energies today is one of India's leading integrated PV solar cell and module manufacturer. Backed by GEF Capital, the company's depth of experience in both solar cell and solar module manufacturing established a market presence and track record of capacity enhancements in the last 3 years, which was really remarkable. Not very often do we get the opportunity to be part of such a journey, and primarily one of the first ones, while we certainly would see quite a few of them in the next 5 years, but one of the most credible ones to start this journey so that investors would be making money out of this listing. The INR 2,830 crore public issue of Premier Energies closed on 29th of August and witnessed one of the highest subscriptions of nearly 75x, garnering nearly around 1.5 trillion worth of demand across categories. I've stood here a number of times on this dais in the last 15 years, but this is the first time I would say this is the highest ever QIB subscription to an IPO. So I'm told roughly around 215 times. And such a response is a testimony to the quality that Premier brings to the table. And I would like to congratulate the investors who guided and the management who toiled for 30 years to reach here. On this auspicious and momentous occasion of listing, I'd like to convey our best wishes to all of you, all that who helped us in this journey, the regulator, Bombay Stock Exchange in particular, to bring us here, to get us listed out, and each and every employee out there in the organization, who I guess I can also say that, is proud to be one of the shareholders of Premier Energies. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for initiating the proceedings, and it is indeed a very proud moment for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, now please help me in welcoming on stage Mr. Naveen Wadhwani, Head of India Investment Banking, JP Morgan India Private Limited. Let's have a very, very warm welcome for him, please. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone, and my friend Raghavendra has covered everything, but I would like to thank Chairman for bringing us as part of this journey. Thank you to Chiranjeev, thank you to Sridhar for believing in us and giving us the pleasure to be associated with this amazing IPO that we have gone through. I would only add a few other points here is that when we got associated with Sridhar and Chiranjeev, and I did the site visit and been working with the company for the last year or so, we are thoroughly impressed with the company for the integrated play that they have done in terms of yields, 97% yields, in terms of the solar cell efficiencies of 23% plus, and then even looking at TopCon and looking at, going further integrated into the entire solar wafers, ingots. It was an amazing business story that we kind of thought that this is something that needs to get listed. And I think the investors have seriously, supported the company and have believed in the company. So I think it has been an amazing outcome. It's a truly team effort of everybody here. And I thank everyone and as part of the BRLM, team to bring us together and make this a success. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now please help me in welcoming on stage Mr. Kaushal Shah, Managing Director, Equity Capital Markets, Kotak Mahindra Capital Company Limited. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Congratulations to the company and to GF. But I think it's not only Chiranjeev, Sridhar, Abhishek, the team that came on the road. I think it's a lot more deeper, and I would say congratulations to not only the senior management, the board of directors, but also to the employees and their families, because they have given a lot in terms of making this a big success. And with that, I want to highlight a couple of points which I saw as a big traits in terms of the whole transaction. I think people do talk about the art of giving, right? And here is where we saw in terms of how it actually happened, right? In terms of the transaction, we saw the book building at a much higher valuation, but the way Chiranjeev and GF decided that they should distribute the wealth to the shareholders as well, and we finally did the transaction at a valuation of 20,300, and that's a big heart, right, to give up that valuation. Seldom we see that. And at the same time, I think the way we have seen in terms of how that wealth is distributed amongst the employees, I'm sure there will be a lot of crorpatis as we were talking about, as employees, as shareholders. I think that is another example in terms of how you need to have a big heart in terms of that giving up. Right? So I think that was the biggest trait and biggest takeaway that at least I saw. The second one is that this is a transaction which we saw as possibly the most easy, simple, and the smooth transaction, whether it is in terms of the regulatory approvals, the process, the investors, marketing, etc. Of course, we had a lot of pressures of a different kind where investors were wanting a lot more. But I think the bankers worked very smartly. We passed on that pressure to company, to Chiranjeev, to Sridhar and Abhishek, and we felt a lot more lighter, right? So kudos to them in terms of how they manage it. But yes, to end it, congratulations to all. I think this is only a start of the journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now please help me in welcoming the CMD of IREDA, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Das. Let's have a huge round of applause for him, please. Welcome, sir.
A very good morning to all, and many congratulations to Saluja family, Premier family, and all the stakeholders of Premier Energy, including the IREDA family. Probably they are 30% owning the project, IREDA owns 70% of the company. So we being the largest stakeholder as of now, we have huge responsibility. And Premier has grown. I was told by my team as well as Premier family, from the beginning with IREDA. So that's a pride moment for we as a business partner, we don't call lender. That is true sense and spirit we have exhibited. And we are happy that in a new and emerging area of manufacturing of solar component, which globally and nationally, people are giving a thrust on that, particularly post-COVID disruption of the supply chain. and the importance of looking at X+1 country. And that +1 is definitely the most preferred is India. And becoming a prime mover in that segment, Premier has shouldered a huge responsibility. I do not consider it as a financial gain of listing. I consider it as a wealth creation for the nation, for the sector, for the individuals, and for the corporate, of course. Post IREDA's listing, I think I need not talk about IREDA's listing. Whole investor community or the market knows. Even I know lesser than them. Post listing of IREDA since November, there is a lot of enthusiasm as well as concern by our business partners who are into this manufacturing space particularly. And I used to tell them that this is the right time that you should gear up and do whatever you want to do with full transparency and full honesty. The way IREDA has turned around as an organization in the sector, in the larger interest of speedy RE development in the country, the same way all the business partners of IREDA, they can also come forward and contribute in creating the value. It is not simply creation of value, this is reinforcing the faith and trust and confidence that this sector is going to exist and going to grow and going to be successful. And as CMD IREDA family, we are quite happy to know that one of our business partner who has taken the interest of being a prime mover, because whenever you are a prime mover, you are subject to all hiccups. Once you clear the path, I think others are going to follow you. Definitely, they will have challenge X-1. So you have always taken +1 challenge from others. And I'm sure in the time to come, you are going to get that kind of satisfaction. That is what reward. I do not consider monetary thing is the only reward. At the end of the day, if you are getting complete satisfaction, that is the best award. Our listing has happened in NSE. It's a coincidence. It is happening in BSE, and first time I'm coming to BSE this side. And 30 years back, I used to come to BSE. One of my friend was working in CDS. So I used to come here. So I used to look the building from outside. So it's I'm very privileged to be here, and I thank the Saluja family and Premier family. And I again wish you all good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the warm wishes. Now it is my pleasure to invite on stage the visionary leader himself, Mr. Surendra Pal Singh Saluja, Chairman, Premier Energies Limited. Let's have a thunderous round of applause for him, please. So very, very warm welcome to you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an extraordinary day for Premier Energies, and I feel honored to be standing before you when we celebrate this historic moment of listing. I would like to thank all those who have been a part of this journey, starting with our amazing team who have worked for last couple of months to see the light of this day, our investors and financial institutions who believed in us and supported us at all times. We had a very humble beginning in 1995, having started with solar systems like solar lantern, street light, and home lighting, and then graduated in 2 years' time to a manual module manufacturing of 2 megawatt. Over the years, we have executed very exciting projects, some of them which I would like to share with you. Way back in 1999, we executed an order for 15,000 solar lanterns. This was a World Bank project organized by IREDA. And these solar lanterns were meant to be used by roadside vendors and cart vendors. We had the pleasure of electrifying over 500 remote and inaccessible villages in different parts of the country. These were the villages who had not seen electricity in their lifetime, and their day used to end with the sunset. This project of ours was recognized at international level, and we bagged International Project of the Year award in 2012. Moving on, we executed again one of its kind project in Uganda that was providing 24/7 power to Victoria Islands. This was a synchronized system with solar, battery, and generator. The uniqueness of the project for Uganda was that the President of Uganda himself came to inaugurate this project. We have done another challenging project back home in Uttarakhand that was establishment of a solar power plant on a canal. The uniqueness was in the sense that this canal is 40-meter wide. All the solar panels are hanging with the ropes, and to maintain the environment, we did not touch the water at all. Currently, we are executing a mammoth project in Sri Lanka. This is electrification of 5,000 temples in the country of Sri Lanka. This has been funded by Government of India through Exim Bank. As citizens of the society, we feel that when we enjoy the rights and privileges of a citizen, we also have a sense of responsibility to the lesser privileged persons of the society. Over the years, Premier have undertaken numerous projects for upliftment in the field of health and education for many, many people in different parts of the country. We firmly believe बंदगी के लुत्फ बंदा नवाजी के मज़े, बंदगी के लुत्फ बंदा नवाजी के मज़े, पूछ उस बंदे से जो बंदे का बंदा बन गया. There are pleasures in worshipping the God, there are pleasures in worshipping the Almighty. Where lies the greatest pleasure? Ask the one who has dedicated himself to the service of humanity. Very recently, Premier Group has contributed over 2.1 crores for the establishment of a epilepsy center in NIMS Hospital, Hyderabad. IPO is not the end of the journey. It's only a beginning of a new chapter. We understand the potential of solar in our country, and we look forward for expansion. We look forward for backward integration. We also look forward for going global. We also understand the responsibility which goes with the listing of a company. Earlier, we were responsible to the employees and to our customers, but now the responsibility is to our stakeholders, responsibility to the public and company. And I, on behalf of the company, would like to assure you that we will maintain the highest standard of transparency, governance, and integrity. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so very much, sir, for sharing those words of wisdom that have resonated with everyone in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, it is my pleasure to invite on stage the man of the moment, distinguished Mr. Chiranjeev Singh Saluja, Managing Director, Premier Energies Limited.
Thank you, Dhwani. A happy morning to everyone. It's my privilege and profound honor to stand before you on this important milestone of Premier Energies. As I reflect on my journey of 27 years of professional life, I would like to remember my beloved grandfather, Sri Keshav Singh Saluja, who taught me the basics of business. He played a pivotal role in shaping my life. I'm sure he would be looking down from heaven with pride to see all that which Dad and me have achieved. My journey with Chairman Sir started way back in 1997. He has been a constant source of inspiration to all of us. It is his passion and commitment to green, clean energy that has been driving all of us to where we are today. As we list, I would like to give credit where it's due to all the people who have been our pillars of strength. Starting with in 1999, we availed our first loan from IREDA. Thank you, Pradeep Das ji, Mohanty ji, and the entire IREDA team for your continued support to Premier. In 2010, I met Sudhir Reddy, my business partner and dear friend. Sudhir has been instrumental in the scale that we have achieved today. Thank you, Sudhir, for everything. We set up our first fully automated module manufacturing line way back in 2017. And at the same time, we got our first CXO, Vishnu Hazare. Vishnu, I truly admire your analytical skills and thank you for showing the leap of faith in our initial growth phase. Over the last 6 years, this is a special one, I've got immense support from one of the strongest women I have known, Sri Revati Rohini. She's our emergency helpline, and we proudly call her 911. We commissioned our large-scale solar cell manufacturing in 2021, and we faced a lot of hurdles during COVID. Our production team worked tirelessly to stabilize our manufacturing line and achieve the best-in-class efficiency. A special shout-out to Mr. Chandramouli, our Chief Production Officer, Mr. Nageshwar Rao, our whole production team. We have Nageshwar Rao here. So we at Premier have been committed to Government of India schemes and projects, especially the Kusum program for farmers. I'd like to thank Dr. MP Singh for keeping the flag high for Premier in the farmer initiatives. The success of every company is driven by its people. I extend my gratitude to Niyati Madasu for laying a strong foundation for our HR function and leading the ESOP initiative. We have always had this vision that our employees who have committed several years of their life to the company should have enough wealth to own a house. With this ESOP initiative, we have created more than 10 employees who will be dollar millionaires. And I'm proud to say 181 crore-patis. Let me remind the audience that solar manufacturing is a challenging business. It's a nickel and dime business. A special thanks to my sister extraordinaire, Jasween Saluja, who is our CNO. For all of those who don't know, that is our Chief Negotiating Officer. Now I know why my brother-in-law can never win an argument with her. I'm deeply grateful to Sridhar, Abhishek, and the entire GEF team. They imposed immense faith in us when no one was looking at this sector. They stood by us during the COVID crisis. Sridhar, I hope we could meet your expectations. Talking about our IPO journey, I must commend the exceptional work done by our CFO, Mr. N.K. Khandelwal, who has been the backbone of the entire process. He, along with his team, Manoj, Naresh, and the finance team, have burned the midnight oil. They were ably supported by Ravila Srinivas Rao, Shiv Verma, who tirelessly worked supporting them. I would like to thank our board of directors, Deloitte. We have got the Deloitte team here, exceptionally young team, again burned the midnight oil. Our auditors, our independent chartered accountants, Manian Rao, the GT team, our BRLMs, that is Kotak, JP Morgan, ICICI Securities, our lawyers, Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, Linklaters, and Trilegal. We will continue to maintain the gold standards of our commitment to sustainability through our project called MAGIC. MAGIC, it's making a great impact on climate. We would uphold these higher standards of governance, transparency, and financial discipline. As we move ahead into the next phase of growth, post-listing, I would like to reassure all our 6.8 lakh shareholders that we are fully committed to maximize shareholder wealth. Before I sign off, I would like to thank a few very important people who have all contributed in some way or the other behind the scenes. This includes our support staff, our production workers. I salute all of you for your hard work. Last but not the least, I'm incredibly blessed to have a supporting family. My mother, Shri Manjeet, my wife, Vivana, my kids, Visani and Krishank, for the countless sacrifices they have made allowing me to grow Premier. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just a few minutes away from the very, very historic moment. So quickly, I would like to invite the dignitaries on stage. Mr. Surendra Pal Singh Saluja, Mr. Chiranjeev Singh Saluja, Ms. Jasveen Saluja. I request you to please come on stage for the gong ringing ceremony. Dr. Charan, Ms. Vasenia Saluja, Mr. Krishank Saluja, Ms. Revati Rohini, Mr. Sridhar Narayan, Mr. Abhishek Lunkar, Mr. Raghunathan Kannan, Ms. Priyanka Gulati, Mr. Rohan Mehta, Mr. Sudhir Moola, Mr. Nand Kishore Khandelwal, Mr. Adapa Srinivas, Mr. Vishnu Hazari, Mrs. Chandra Mauli Kumar, Mr. Mohan Preet Singh, Dr. Tanuja Khurana, Mr. Ajay Sharma, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Das, Mr. Kaushal Shah, Mr. Naveen Vadwani, and Mr. Raghavendra Pandey, along with Ms. Kamala K, to please come on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that we have the customary countdown 10 seconds before 10 a.m. So we request everybody in the audience to please be seated and have a good shout out before that. Kamala ma'am, can you come in the center, please? Yes. All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, just a few seconds more to go. All right, we're just 10 seconds away from the customary countdown. I request you that together we'll have to shout. I'll give you a heads up. All right. Okay, everybody along together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hearty, hearty congratulations. Yes, can we ring the gong? Yes. We'll be continuing with the ceremony. I request all the dignitaries to please step down and take your seats as we'll be starting with the ceremony now. We'll be starting with the momentous ceremony. Yes, I request all the dignitaries to please take your seats as we'll be continuing with the ceremony now. Yes, I request all the dignitaries to please take your seats so we can continue with the ceremony. Post that, we'll also have the photo op, which we can ring a lot of gongs then. So, yes, sir. Thank you. I request you, yes, the dignitaries to please take your seats as we'll be continuing with the ceremony. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now please help me in welcoming on stage Ms. Kamala K, Chief Regulatory Officer at BSE. Let's have a huge round of applause for her, please. Warm welcome, ma'am.
Good morning to everyone. I know none of you want to listen to any words amidst the celebration and joy that is there because of the stellar performance and the successful opening and listing. Nevertheless, I'll try and do my bit as quickly as possible so that I don't put you on hold. Members of Saluja family, and of course my own fraternity colleagues from investment banking side, I am indeed very honored and privileged to be part of this program. Anytime we welcome a new member into our family, it is an immense pleasure that we experience because, like typically in any family, welcoming new member is a happiest and joyful momentum. So same is the case here. And what I was attracted to in the Premier Energies issue was two factors. One is it is in energy space and it is in solar space. Why that attracts my attention is today, globally also, people talk of ESG in a big way, and ESG investments are making a lot of noise, increased focus on ESG. And India as a country is taking lead on many fronts. And even on ESG, if we are able to take a lead, nothing better than it. And the company today that is getting listed is into solar space, which is significantly going to contribute to the ESG space. So I applaud the company for taking this initiative and bringing such a good issue to the market. See, listing and welcoming a new family member, like I said, in our individual lives is a pleasurable thing. But when a new baby comes into your family, equally responsibility on the parents, responsibility on various stakeholders, and as the child grows, a child's own responsibility, everything increases manifold. Similarly, when a company gets into listing, it no doubt that it will get a lot of visibility for good and bad things. So when you are in visibility domain, your responsibility goes up. And governance is something that we believe will make organizations sustain on a long-term basis. Today when I was reading newspaper in the morning, it said SEBI's study has shown that more than 50% of investors sell off their investment on first week of the listing. I representing market infrastructure institution, and I've been part of financial market ecosystem for quite long. I'd be more happier to see companies sustain over a long period of time and contribute to society, nation building, besides creating wealth for investors. So long-term sustenance is what we are looking for when a new company like this comes into our foray. And I'm sure and 100% sure, because already Mr. Senior Saluja already mentioned that they're very cognizant of the fact that their responsibility goes up. So we strongly believe that they will care for the governance, they will care for long-term sustenance over short-term decisions that one has to make in the live wire condition. So I wish the company a very, very long and fruitful existence, which will make India proud, which will contribute to various sectoral growth. Energy sector and infrastructure segment impresses me for one more thing. It is not about themselves, it is also they are the facilitators for all other sectors. So you are playing that catalyst role, and I wish the company all the best. and wish them success. Thank you so much.
I request ma'am to please be on stage, as now, to commemorate the significance of this event, we'll have an exchange of mementos. I request Ms. Kamla K to present the BSE memento to Mr. Surinder Pal Singh Saluja and Mr. Chiranjeev Singh Saluja. May I request both of them to please come on stage. This is the iconic BSE bell, BSE gong. This is the iconic BSE gong. It'll be presented from BSE to the company. And request ma'am to please present the individual mementos as well. So, gentlemen, please, I request you to please be there. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I request now Mr. Kaushal Shah, Managing Director, Equity Capital Markets, Kotak Mahindra Capital Company Limited, to please come forward. I request Mr. Naveen Wadhwani to please be on standby. Now I request Mr. Naveen Wadhwani, Head of India Investment Banking, JP Morgan India Private Limited, to please come forward. At the same time, I request Mr. Raghavendra Pandey to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Raghavendra Pandey, Business Head, Infrastructure, Real Estate and Large Conglomerates, ICICI Securities Limited, to please come forward. Thank you. Now the management of Premier Energies Limited will present special mementos. I request ma'am to please be on stage. Yes, ma'am. I request you to please be on stage. And I request Mr. Surinder Pal Singh Saluja and Mr. Chiranjeev Singh Saluja to please come forward once again to present a memento to ma'am and our other partners. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Kaushal Shah, Managing Director, Equity Capital Markets, Kotak Mahindra Capital Company Limited, to please come forward. At the same time, I request Mr. Naveen Wadhwani to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Naveen Wadhwani, Head of India Investment Banking, JP Morgan India Private Limited, to please come forward. At the same time, I request Mr. Raghavendra Pandey to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Raghavendra Pandey, Business Head, Infrastructure, Real Estate and Large Conglomerates, ICICI Securities Limited, to please come forward. And I request representatives from Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas and Co., Legal Counsel, to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request representatives from Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas and Co., Legal Counsel, to please come forward. At the same time, I request representatives from Trilegal Legal Counsel to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request representative from Trilegal Legal Counsel to please come forward. And I request representative from Linklaters Legal Counsel to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request representative from Linklaters Legal Counsel to please come forward. May I now request Mr. Ajay Jawar and Mr. Rahul Agarwal from Deloitte Haskins Sells, Chartered Accountants, Statutory Auditors to the company, to please come forward. And I request Mr. Paresh from ICA team to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Paresh from ICA team to please come forward. And I also request Mr. Ajit Thambi from Grant Thornton, GT, to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Ajit Thambi from Grant Thornton to please come forward. And I request Mr. Sharad Sinha to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Sharad Sinha from Sharad Sinha and Associates to please come forward. And request Mr. Satish Ramdeni to please be on standby. Thank you. Now request Mr. Satish Ramdeni from Satish Ramdeni and Co. to please come on stage. At the same time, I request Mr. Sukumar to please be on standby. And now request Mr. Sukumar to please come on stage. He's from RCT Solutions. And I request representative from CRISIL to please be on standby. I request the Crystal team to please come on stage. At the same time, I request Ms. Ritika Agarwal to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Ms. Ritika Agarwal from PS Rao and Co. to please come forward. And I request representatives from Adfactors to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Ms. Vandana Khanna and Mr. Gaurav Singh from Adfactors to please come on stage. And I request representative from KFin Technologies Limited to please be on standby. And now request representative from KFin Technologies Limited, registrar to the offer, to please come on stage, and Mr. Sarfaraz to please be on standby. Thank you. I request Mr. Sarfaraz from Print Trade Printer to please come forward. Now we have the special recognition mementos. I request Mr. Ajay Sharma, MD and Head, Commercial Banking, HSBC India, to please come forward. I request Mr. Pradeep Kumar Das, IREDA, CMD, to please come forward. Let's have some energy in the room and let's keep applauding for them, please. Now I request Mr. Vishal Bandekar from Kotak Mahindra Capital Company Limited to please come forward. And I request Mr. Priyankar to please be on standby. Thank you. Now I request Ms. Devi Prasad from Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas and Co. to please come forward. And I request Mr. Brajendru from Trilegal to please be on standby. Now I request Mr. Brajendru from Trilegal to please come forward. We now request Mr. Manian Rao to please be on standby. Now I request Mr. Manian Rao from Protivity to please come forward. Thank you, and thank you, sir, for doing the honors. May I request you to please take your seats. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, to present the vote of thanks, I now request Ms. Visania Saluja from Premier Energies to deliver the vote of thanks. Let's have a huge round of applause for her, please.
Thank you, Dhwani. Esteemed guests, a very good morning to you all. It's with immense gratitude that I, Visanya Saluja, stand before you today to extend our heartfelt thanks on this occasion of the listing of Premier Energies on the August portals of the Bombay Stock Exchange. As we embark on this new journey, I extend our gratitude to all those who have contributed to the success of this IPO. This achievement would not have been possible without the unwavering support of our BRLMs, Legal Counsels, and the Registrar for the IPO, KFin Technologies. Our appreciation also goes out to our statutory auditors and chartered accountants for their diligence and expertise throughout the process. A big thank you to GEF Capital for their confidence in the company's growth. I take this opportunity to thank the journalists who are here with us today, our media fraternity, and our communications partner, Adfactors PR, for their support throughout this journey. We are so grateful to SEBI for enabling us to tap the public markets and take our stories to the retail investors of India. Our sincere gratitude also goes to the entire BSE team, our wonderful MC, Dhwani, who carried the show so beautifully, and our logistics team for making the whole listing experience a memorable and a seamless one for us. I take this moment to recognize the true architects of this success, our incredible employees. You have poured your talent, energy, and heart into this company, and it's your tireless efforts that have made this moment possible. I would also like to take a moment and recognize the presence of Mr. Raghunathan Kannan, Ms. Priyanka Gulati, Mr. Rohan Mehta, and Mr. Karthik Polsani, who has joined us all the way from US today. Last but not least, we are immensely grateful to our shareholders for their trust in Premier Energies. Your investment has enabled us to reach this significant milestone. Once again, thank you all for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a warm vote of thanks. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end. We're truly grateful to our host, BSE, the book running lead managers, members of the board, the family, friends, and all the well-wishers who took time to celebrate this momentous occasion with us. So once again, finally, in good intent and good faith, let's have a huge round of applause for Premier Energies Limited, and congratulations on being listed on the stock exchanges of the country. Thank you once again, and let me tell you the refreshments are there, served right side. So I request you to please be proceeding towards that, and the stage is all yours if you want to click any pictures with the gong. So I request the audience to please proceed. If you are wondering where the refreshments are, they are in the F&B area, which is back the stage. You can go from the left-hand side of the stage, and then you can reach there, and the refreshments are served there, and you can click the pictures as well. Thank you.